Welcome, YouTube. We are here watching a Rev Says Desu male feminist crash out over problematic Marvel rivals. I wonder which character they're talking about. Seriously though, looking at this, I didn't know what these skins were coming out. I need this Rocket Raccoon skin. This is so cool and chill looking. I need this so bad.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So Marvel Rivals continues to do what it does best, and that is provide fun gameplay and appealing character designs
Bless
to go
them.
with it. And that includes
Bless
both
them.
appealing designs of male characters as well as female characters. Now, recently, Marvel Rivals announced one of their...
Hold on, man. I'm gonna need you to hold on. Who are the 24 people Marvel Rivals is following? You can't, hold on, you can't see this. You can't see this. Look at this. Who are the 24 people Marvel Rival follows? I'm going to make a note real quick. Marvel Rivals, Twitter. Okay. We need to see. We need to see. I will do that after the reaction, though. Get back in place.
Marvel Rivals announced one of their upcoming heroes that'll be released on April 11th, and that is Emma Frost.
Is that the base skin? We watched Vera Dark earlier, and I don't think we made it clear if this was the base skin or the new skin. Like one you buy, the purchased skin.
And as you can see very shortly here, there's a lot of hype surrounding this character,
What
and
in
I think
the
the
world are
reasons
those
are
cubes?
pretty obvious. A lot of people are very...
Okay, I think we figured out that the way this looks, this is purchased. They're selling you the goods.
Impressed with the design here, and it's not anything too new for Marvel Rivals. You can see a more still image here. I think it goes without saying a lot of people are looking forward to getting this hero and some of the skins that'll go with it, and the excitement has definitely boiled over. Some people are really...
Okay, we said in the Vera video, we all need to be to horny jail. Whoever made this, though, give them their own cell. We can all agree with it, but this guy went a little far, and it's honestly hilarious.
Wiling out over this one. If you search up the name Emma Frost, you're going to find literally hundreds of pieces of artwork already, and people are very happy. But also, people are very angry. They're accusing Marvel Rivals of many things, of sexism.
Sorry, find it way too explicit. You find that too explicit? It's not even showing anything other than, like, stomach. It's not really appropriate for a video game. It is for a hero shooter. When this is all about killing each other, yeah. Sure, this character is often dressed like that. Yeah, because that's how she dresses. She's very classy, but also kind of sexual. Dressed like that in the comics. But nowadays, very few kids read comics. This is inappropriate because kids don't read. Whereas many of them play video games, especially when they're free. Okay. So, you know you can read comics for free online, and also, the skins are also online. Because a lot of these come from the comics. And there's much, much worse that they can find for free on the internet about these characters. Let's not kid ourselves. It is not hard for children to find explicit material much worse than this on the internet for free.
Of racism even, and they're going to the ultimate crime, which is the worst word that Zoomers have ever discovered, and that is gooner bait and things like that. But anyways, you see this reply right here saying, sorry, but I find it way too explicit. It's not really appropriate for a video game. They're not even saying for Marvel Rivals. They're saying for video games in general. And they continue, sure, this character is often dressed like this in the comics, but nowadays, very few kids read comics, whereas many of them play video games, especially when they're free. First of all, if we're talking about actual children here, they should not be playing Marvel Rivals in the first place. But this whole sentiment right here is very, well, depressing. But also true. Very few kids...
I feel like depressing is going to sum up a lot of what that guy does. There's no way that he gets to the end of his life and he doesn't think depressing was probably one of the best adjectives to describe it.
Are reading comic books, and as that reality is faced, we shouldn't cater to it with video games. Like, why would you cater to people not reading the comics? And on top of that, a part of me doesn't blame them because anything recent with any sort of Marvel comics is probably garbage anyways. But let's continue on with this as an example of one of the outfits she has worn. It is pretty much a one-to-one match with what we're looking at with the hero in Marvel Rivals. And you can see another version here. It lines up, but people are not happy. You can see this user saying, insane gooner bait. People will say it's comic accurate. That's cool, but it doesn't change the statement. Well, yeah, I think it is important to be comic accurate because if this wasn't comic accurate, people would be very, very angry.
That's very true. Comic book nerds would not be happy that they are taking liberties like that. But honestly, I feel like the skins that they've introduced that aren't accurate are still great.
Saying that Marvel Rivals is making a sexist outfit here and yada yada yada.
But as long as you're including comic accurate ones, they'll be fine. They'll be fine with you taking liberties with some of them. Because like they're like, okay, we see you care enough to have comic accurate outfits, and we're cool with you adding more of your own. Because technically, adaptations of comic book stuff have traditionally introduced things into the comic book lore that end up staying permanent, like Batman the Animated Series. Before Batman the Animated Series, Harley Quinn was not in the comics. Batman the Animated Series, a cartoon for kids, introduced after creating Harley Quinn, who is now one of, if not the most popular character in DC Comics. And that had nothing to do with the comics, but she was so popular that they ended up putting her in the comics. And Mr. Freeze's lore, where his wife was terminally ill and she had to be frozen, and he's looking for from the movies and TV shows and the comic books now. None of that existed in the comic books. He was just a regular crazy doctor guy in the comic books. But the animated series changed his backstory so that he needed to be frozen because of the accident, and his wife is frozen and he needs to cure her. All of that came from Batman the Animated Series. Detective Montoya that you see in movies and stuff these days. The animated series invented her. Like, a lot of adaptations end up going on to create things that become permanent in the comics. Like Deadshot in the first Suicide Squad movie, he was not black in the comics. He was a white guy. Also, Nick Fury from Marvel's, he was also a white guy. But they changed it, and honestly, Nick Fury was always cool. He had a lot of cool stuff he did. But Samuel L. Jackson made him a lot cooler. So then in the comics, they made him a black guy after Samuel L. Jackson played him in the movies to tie it in, and that became more permanent. And now I'm sure there's going to still be adaptations where he's black and some adaptations where he's white, and it doesn't really matter. It's all fine because none of them none of them are canon, but all of them are canon, and it gets polluted and convoluted and ridiculous. But the point is, you can change things and add things as long as you show that you're willing to stay faithful to the original at some point on key factors. Like anything that tries to make Batman not want to kill people, good. Anything that goes against that rule where he doesn't want to kill people, stupid and awful, and people aren't going to like it. So you can take liberties as long as you show you respect the source.
But people overusing the term gooner is just exhausting. I remember years ago when if you called someone a gooner, it meant like they're in their house 24/7 with 10 monitors playing at the same time while they jay off their entire life. Like, that was what it meant. Now it's...
That doesn't count if I only have 2 monitors, right? Right? Okay, you're not answering, so I'm going to assume it's fine. And you're not answering out of respect because you love me.
It's just guy who plays Marvel Rivals or guy who has a healthy libido.
I only play Marvel Rivals twice a week in collabs. I never play by myself. I don't play on stream unless I'm in a collab. I don't enjoy it by myself now that I've played it with friends. It's a lot more fun with friends.
That's what's been reduced to by users like this.
I also don't play Overwatch by myself. I only play that in collabs with friends. Once you play with friends, it's hard to find as much enjoyment when you're playing by yourself. So basically those games don't get touched. If no one wants to play with me on Marvel Rivals or Overwatch that week, I just don't play it.
And of course, we have more users expressing their concern and getting thousands of supporters saying, okay, this is just getting weird now. The over-sexualization of women in this game needs to stop. Ooh.
Or we keep over-sexualizing the women and the men, and everyone has a really good time.
Ooh, we got a male feminist, but not just any male feminist here. A male feminist who's protecting female draw.
He loves women, you can tell, because of the, I assume, Scarlet Witch in his bio pic. That looks like Scarlet Witch, just based on the hair and kind of the face.
Drawings. Yes, protecting thy lady in its fictional status. This is just very, very sad that people are so afraid of a little skin in a video game. And of course, you know, people raise the point here, you know, people used to just see a bad bitch and go on about their day. Now we got to sit through 100 think pieces on why men should be sexualized equally. Now,
first of all, this person's @ for Twitter is the 25th N-word. We're not going to listen to this person's opinion. Secondly, over-sexualize everyone equally. They're all characters. They're all objects. It doesn't matter. Just do it. If they play the game, they play the game. If they don't play the game, whatever. They'll go play Hello Kitty Island Adventure or something.
I'm an equal opportunity person when it comes to fan servicing
More Venom twerking, guys.
games. If you want to sexualize female characters, that's cool. You should also be able to do the same for male characters if that's your preference.
I'm thinking about starting to run on the treadmill again. I need to drop my
No, you're
belly
not.
fat.
Yeah, no, that's total BS.
Think of
It should be equal. If people want to enjoy appealing character designs,
That reminds
everyone
me, I
should
need to
have
buy
their
another
preference catered
treadmill.
to
Mine
whether it's a
broke.
male character or a female character. I think that is a thing people
It's
should
been
be able to
years,
agree on.
so I
According to
kind of
Marvel
expected
Rivals, they have examples of
that. You guys see the fish stick? You guys enjoying this view of this hunky fish man with his fish stick?
heroes with very revealing outfits. In fact, I think
It's
there's
the
more
staff
skin
right
shown
here,
here
my head's
than there
covering it.
is with Emma Frost and other female characters. But of course, our boy Nathan here, the previous user who was complaining about the over-sexualization, will continue on
Nathan,
and
we
address that
remember
point I
Nathan,
just
yeah.
made by saying, and can we stop this dumb comparison acting like these are similar? Both of these
They
men
are.
have no cheeks out on display, so please be silent. So I guess
No, but they do have boobs out, but I guess that doesn't matter. Men's boobs are not the same as women's boobs. Women's boobs need to be covered up because femininity is offensive to Nathan here. Whereas men can have their boobs out willy-nilly as much as they want because they're not disgusting, gross women who need to cover up for him.
a character's only being sexualized if their cheeks are out. Yeah, I don't know. He pulls up basically the two worst examples of male characters, and apparently those are not in any way comparable to what we see on the left. Makes no sense. But of course, you know, we're talking about cheeks out. I mean, just like 2 seconds ago,
Yeah,
they
Venom's
released
working.
a twerking Venom. His cheeks are out. I don't see you complaining about that or comparing it to what you're complaining about. But anyways, Legendary Drops makes a good point that I didn't think of. So he says in response, love seeing dudes saying we need to stop sexualizing female characters while girls celebrate the designs and cosplay them. Truly, we live in a world. And I think that's a very fair point
Oh yeah, Emma Frost is going to get cosplayed like nobody's business, and we are here for it.
to make. You will see within
Probably
days,
already is.
hundreds of women cosplaying as Emma Frost
Oh, heck
based
yeah.
on the Marvel Rivals design. So I don't really know where people get off kind of telling women what they can or can't do or what they should or shouldn't do, especially when they're basically giving this aura of a male feminist, which is so typical, right? The male feminist actually being a lot more regressive than they are progressive. But also, I saw this and it reminded me of the previous one. This person said, I don't think anyone will successfully pull off this cosplay.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true at all. There's a lot of women who are going to successfully pull off that cosplay. They will see that as a personal challenge and will be rewarded with fame at every convention they go to.
That's bait. This guy's playing 4D chess, by the way. I see what this guy's doing. He's trying to get cosplayers to do that in the replies, to show it off. This guy knows exactly what he's doing, and I can say I respect the game. But let's go back to that previous user who is confronted because it's an account that is standing for Scarlet Witch, right? And someone says, well, one day Wanda's going to get put in the game eventually, right? And they're going to probably give her a very appealing design. And this is his response. Why the hell would I want to see Wanda over-sexualized? That makes me so uncomfortable. She deserves to be respected. And then this person says, why does sexy equal not respected? And they say, it doesn't. If it's what the person chooses for themselves, which a character obviously can. But it's when men specifically do it just to fulfill their needs is when they start to no longer respect her as a character. Oh, God. We're talking about respecting fictional characters. We have to show respect to drawings. Are you kidding me? And this is their argument. They're separating it from real women and fictional women. They're saying,
In all fairness, there's a lot of art through history that people show respect and demand respect be showed to it. It's not a great point. People respect the Mona Lisa and Starry Night. I know this isn't the same, but they are technically kind of drawings, and we do show them respect. So there are situations where that does apply.
because fictional characters don't have autonomy, that we have to respect them in this sort of manner. It's absolutely insane. Thy lady, thy fictional lady, I will respect thee. Like, this is some of the saddest energy I've seen in a minute. But also, we have some other comments similar saying, yeah, no, this is too much. This is the game where you kill enemies and stuff. I don't need to see this. If I did, I'd just play one of those poontang games that virgins play to help them jay off since they can't get a girlfriend, announcing my departure like an airport and uninstalling.
I don't think they
Learn
played.
Chinese with great Chinese TV shows.
你就跟我一起去海边。
海边
Respect. Okay, this person's self-aware. I have to give it to them. They're actually self-aware. I mean, they're implying these sorts of games are for them, but also they make their preferences clear. They don't want to see this stuff in the game, and they're leaving. And if I hadn't read this last sentence, you know what my next words out of my mouth would have been? This isn't an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. And that's exactly what they address. So I guess kudos to this user for having some self-awareness. But let's continue on. Some people are not happy about these designs, as I've said. This person saying this game
but
is
still.
genuine ass.
You can't complain about them being too revealing when you just said the game was about killing people. I think it being revealing is the least egregious part of that.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of ass, okay? I guess you don't like
Taking another person's life is way worse than me being able to see your stomach.
that. Here's another one saying, Gooner devs. They had many better options, but they always choose this type of skin. Yeah, they're choosing what's going to make them a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay, and that includes the male designs. They
And
wanna
there's a
get
reason it's
appealing
gonna make them a lot
designs
of money.
So people will pay for skins. It's a business. And clearly a lot of people like it. You're in the minority here. I don't know if this person is aware of that. But of course, people don't like the design, including this user saying, she's ugly, I hate...
What? 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 No, what? How does that track? How does that track at all? What does wearing this outfit have to do with not liking R words?
R words. Well, I think we all agree with this sentiment right here, but what does this have to do with this design? Am I missing some critical lore? Am
No,
I a
man.
true tourist here? Am I missing something? Very confusing.
I need them to draw the roadmap they took to get there. I could not follow that.
Here's another one saying, is she trans?
What? What?
This is an amazing moment.
Is it because she has that jawline? Because I think that's kind of working for her.
And the absolute state of Twitter, where I don't know if this person's trying to make a burn or they're trying to make some sort of a self-insert or like some kind of a projection here that they want to see a trans character, like they're genuinely wanting it to be. Yeah,
I'm sure if you go on some sites, you will find her with a penis. That's not a problem.
I don't know. Twitter's done that to people. This is, at the very least, a backhanded comment, I guess. But let's move on. Another one saying, Marvel rivals obsessed with white characters. Ah, of course. This is about race. Of course it is, somehow. Well, unfortunately for this user, if you actually have eyeballs and you search around the game, you'll find multiple black characters, multiple Hispanic characters, multiple Asian.
There's a guy made of rocks, and a guy made out of a tree, and there's a raccoon, and there's a shark.
Characters, and on and on and on. Like, you're not even trying. Like, this is just, like, bait at this point. It's gotta be bait, right? Speaking of, here's another post saying, this is just so. Like, they know what they're doing at this point, and it's gross. It is gross to make appealing character designs that people might be interested in. Yes, Marvel Rivals knows what they're doing at this point. It's very obvious. Random afternoon, months after release, still 172,000.
Yeah, and I was a collab that was like 4 of those people, and we loved it.
In-game players. This game is doing really well, and obviously, on the 11th, when this comes out. It's going to be a giant spike once again. People are very excited about this game. It's going to be in here for a long haul, as it appears. But
Good
there
for
were
them.
some
They deserve
comparisons
it.
being made, and I don't know why these people would ever want these comparisons to be made, because it's the ultimate self-sabotage. Again, another post, don't know if it's bait or not, because it's just the status of Twitter right now, but they say, wow, Overwatch has buried Rivals so deep in the past months that they now have to put out naked skins to attract a player base.
That is not what happened. It's because of stuff like this that Rivals has buried Overwatch.
Again, I don't know if it's bait or not. I'm just working with what I got here. I'm not a
And also, they can both exist at the same time. There's enough players for both of them to... I don't understand what their point is. Never mind. I know what they're trying to say. They're desperately trying to cling to Overwatch by defaming Marvel Rivals. It's sad.
mind reader. But that's not a comparison you want to make. Are we kidding me?
Oh.
Like 29,000 in-game players versus almost 200,000, and they had their
Oh my god.
recent season come out a few months ago. They got a little breath of fresh life here, and then it just tapered right off to now. And it's an all-time low for Overwatch 2, which has always been a disappointment literally since day one, and it's going to continue to be one, and the people defending Overwatch 2 is crazy. Here's another one. I never want to hear people say Overwatch gooner baits ever again. Well, you should be happy people are talking about Overwatch 2 in any capacity at this point.
True.
But also, like,
True.
are we really saying there's none of that stuff
I think Velalus is single-handedly keeping Overwatch alive. And you know what? Athena bless her.
going on with Overwatch? Like, do you understand there's probably more people watching Overwatch Poontang right now than there are people playing Overwatch 2? That's
That's so sad because it might be true. Oh. I don't care for most of the girls they added since Overwatch 2 launched, but Junker Queen, oh, Junker Queen could wreck me. I don't care. Oh my god, Junker Queen.
I'm not even sure if that's impressive or pathetic or both. I don't really know, but that is the state of Overwatch 2 right now. It's just not very good. But people are also comparing this design to a parallel in Fortnite, which I think is a bit of an unfair comparison. I don't think the Fortnite one looks that terrible, and it's less skin, but also it's
Yeah, that's also close to what she actually wears in the comics too. She has worn that before.
Fortnite. What are we talking about here? Like, I don't think they're really going for the same type.
Honestly, look at these in Fortnite and Marvel Rivals. Which one would you play? Leave a comment down below which one you'd play and why it was Marvel Rivals because of the thighs, because of the hips, because of that. But the thickness in this one area alone destroys all of the Fortnite Emma Frost. I don't care. You're a liar if you say otherwise.
type of designs as Marvel Rivals, but the inevitable comparison comes right here. This person saying, I can't imagine why Rivals has been making bank while Concord didn't last 2 weeks. Make whatever you want, but if your budget is in the tens of millions and you had damn well better be making something people actually want to buy. And this side-by-side comparison and these similar comparisons will continue forever. Concord has made itself basically the anchor point, the comparison point for every game that comes out with their character designs. They become the comparison point, and it's always an L for Concord. It's either an L for Concord, or it just shows that the other game looks really bad too. And in
Amen
this
to
case,
that.
Marvel Rivals clears it by a mile, we all know that, including with characters that are black, for example. But anyways, that is the latest on Marvel Rivals, and more people crying
Man.
and pissing their pants over appealing character designs on Twitter. Hey, what's new? But that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Okay, I feel like that one was a lot better than the Vera Dark one. This went further in depth, and plus it showed us actual tweets of people who were raging at it, which I really like seeing. This is Rev Says Desu. Give him a like and sub. If you don't, I understand he's not for everybody. Seriously though, leave a comment down below. Let me know which one of those Emma Frost skins you actually liked more, or if you're going to be playing Emma Frost in the new Marvel Rivals season. It feels like it's been past season 2 because of all the like drama it's been in for people hating on this game doing so well. Like, I feel like we were in season 3 or 4 at least. Like, season 2 was the Fantastic Four release. God. All right. Seriously, I might try to get this Rocket Raccoon skin. I actually really like this skin. It's a nice skin. I don't know what it is. I like the lounging, laid-back skins of people. Like the Overwatch 2, I love the summer skins. They just all look like they're having a good time. Thanks for joining me. I hope to see you in Marvel Rivals. If you want to play sometime, leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to hook up with you. We can hang out. Again, I don't play it outside of collabs usually. There might be once or twice where I just turn it on and kind of zone out and don't actually do anything. If I'm playing Squirrel Girl, I'm not taking the game seriously. I'm just goofing off. All right, peace out, everybody. Have a good night. I hope you get the waifu of your dreams in your hero shooter game, whatever game that is. Mwah.